are the top mistakes that owners, trainers, and horse enthusiasts make every single day that drastically affects their horse's health? There's a tendency for the same mistakes to be made over and over and over. So throughout my career, I walk into a barn, I see a horse, and I start to see these common mistakes. But I want you to help me out because I want you to tell me the common mistakes that you see at the barn. So I'm going to start with the list and I want you to finish it for me. Hi, I'm Dr. Rebecca Douglas, and all this week I am doing a help me fill out the list kind of videos because I really want the feedback from you guys so that people aren't just learning from me, so that they are able to read through the comments and learn from you as well. I can't physically bring you into my video, but it's a great way to have you kind of share your knowledge and let us know what you have seen in the horse world. So the most common mistakes that I see aren't because the owners don't care, and it's not because they're not trying to figure it out. It's because they've been taught to think a certain way. So the number one thing that I see is people chasing symptoms. So instead of looking and figuring out like why the horse has that symptom, they're just going after relieving that symptom. So if it's pain, they want to relieve the pain. If the horse has allergies, they want to relieve the allergies. If the horse has ulcers, they want to put it on medication and relieve the ulcers. Instead of looking 1, 2, or 3 steps deeper as to why the horse ever got that in the first place. And that goes along with my number 2 reason is that they're kind of always looking for one cause. So they want it to be very linear and very straightforward. So the horse has A, it was caused by B. And so we know in medicine and we know in equine medicine that you can have A, but it might have been B, C, D, and E that led you to A. So there might be a compounding factors that are creating the symptom of A. The third error I see is that people are usually expecting a fairly quick treatment and turnaround. So classic example is your horse is a little sore in their back, their hocks are sore, you inject their hocks, everything gets better within a week or two. And they kind of want that reaction to almost anything that happens. And that is not reality. Sometimes it takes months or years for something to develop. And though it won't take months or years for it to resolve, but it's not going to take one treatment. It's not going to take one set of injections. It's not going to be that simple. And we always love it when it is. And we always love it when we can get directly to the point, but that's not always the case. The fourth mistake that I see people make with horses is waiting too long. So your horse kind of has a symptom, but it's fairly mild, and they just kind of keep going with it until it gets worse or until the horse has a lameness that then is no longer ignorable. Prevention is best, but being proactive about the small things can a lot of times prevent the large things from happening. So a classic example would be maybe a horse that is starting to not sit as well behind, is starting to, act like they're struggling a little bit, maybe in the collection or right before a jump or something like that. And then instead of actually dealing with that, then you kind of wait until it becomes a larger issue. So that's my 4. So I want you to give me what your most common mistake that you see. So, whether it's you're a trainer or another professional, or you're just a horse owner that has a lot of friends and you've seen what they've done with their horses, I want you to kind of give me feedback of what you think common mistakes are that we make in the horse industry around the health for our horses and how we should do it better.